Who is pumped? Yes! Who watched WrestleMania Sunday? Two people. They're like, finally some wrestling jokes. Oh man, I love wrestling. I'm so into pro wrestling. I have been since I was a kid, and if you don't like it, I understand. It's over the top, it's crazy. What I don't understand is the people that hate it, that have some sort of grudge against professional wrestling, like they were molested by Hulk Hogan as a child or something. Like if you're ever in a group of people, you know, somebody will always say like, oh man, that's so fake, pro wrestling is so fake. You know what's fake? Every show on television. I enjoy Breaking Bad, even though my science teacher isn't a meth dealer. In real life, my math teacher is the meth dealer. I listened to a girl, I overheard a conversation, and she was saying how much she loves The Rock. And I was like, oh cool, are you excited for him to wrestle at WrestleMania? She's like, oh, I prefer his acting. I don't like to watch people pretend fight. Have you not seen a movie that The Rock has made? Because he's not actually going around swinging 2x4s at people's heads. Like, it is acting. And the worst one, everybody always says too, like if you enjoy watching half-naked, oiled-up men, you know, wrestling with each other, doesn't that mean you're gay? So I went on vacation recently. And I went to Disneyland with my family. And I love Disneyland, man. It's the happiest place on earth. But there's one thing that ruins Disneyland. It's all those kids. They act like everything's about them, and I do not get it. Me and my sister were in line for the Buzz Lightyear ride, and she actually bought me a Buzz Lightyear hoodie. It just looked like you were wearing the uniform. And, there's jokes coming too, let's hold off. And a little ways back in the line, there's a family, and the mom says, look kids, look, it's Buzz Lightyear. And I'm just like, where? And by the time I realized that they were looking at me, it's probably the same time she realized what a mistake she had made. And I was like, oh man, what stupid kids. Like, I don't even look anything like Buzz Lightyear. And I was like, oh shit, I look just like Buzz Lightyear. And it wouldn't have been a big issue except the line was doing one of those zigzag things. So I was actually, every couple of seconds, I was getting closer and closer to him. And I'm just freaking out, like, oh man, what am I gonna say? I was, keep thinking worst case scenario, you're gonna have me try to sign something. I can't write in cursive. I tried to write Buzz Lightyear, it ended up being like ball lipstick or something. What? If God forbid the kid starts talking about playing with his Woody, because there's no way out of that one. I was getting scared, and then luckily, right when I got to the kids, Cinderella walks by. It diverts their attention. I'm just like Buzz Lightyear paparazzi, like sneaking by. And I was so relieved, I didn't ruin their image of a childhood hero. But then I started thinking, like, what's so great about Cinderella? What does she have that I don't have? I was offended. And, she has this big castle, but I save the galaxy every goddamn day. Where's my parade? Anyway, so I'm going to tell you about probably the worst thing that I have ever done, because oddly enough, it happened at Disneyland. We were getting on Star Tours, which is a Star Wars ride, and you're in a spaceship, whatever, and everybody's settled down, everybody's ready to go. This one, 5-year-old kid won't sit down. And the mom's trying to talk him through it, like, hey, are you going to be brave? Are you going to go on the ride? Are you going to be brave? Oh, is it too scary? And finally, after everybody's been waiting, the kid finally sits down and everybody claps. Like, oh, what a beautiful Disneyland moment. The kid was so brave. Don't clap for that. Like, oh, how inspirational. This kid finally decided to stop wasting all of our time, And so after all the applause ends, we're all ready to go again. The kid stands back up. You little shit. You don't get to stand back up after we applauded you. That's not how it works. And so finally the mom was like, okay, it's too scary. We're going to get off this ride. And as she's walking her kid out, I start clapping. And I wasn't the only one. Everybody else started laughing, the whole ride started clapping. And you know, let me paint a picture for you. It's hotter than balls outside. You know, I'm standing in line behind little girls singing It's a Small World over and over for 90 fucking minutes. I want to see Wookiees, I want to see lasers, I want to be offended by Jar Jar Binks. Why can't I get, you know, of course I should be able to clap, right? Wrong, because the lady comes back, the mom, and says, I hope you're all proud of yourselves for making fun of a kid with autism. How was I supposed to know? It's like, there's no difference, it's like 5. Like I said, worst thing I've ever done. So the mom, you know, was all pissed off. She stormed off, the door shut. And let me tell you, the word awkward gets thrown around a lot these days. But when you're stuck with 30 strangers who had just all accidentally joked about a kid with autism, needless to say, things get kind of tense. And the worst part too is